all good in the world. Okay, alrighty. That's how fast I can get this shit back on, actually. I'll bear it. It does take a few to get like my camera and stuff. But where's my thing at? Wait. No. Okay, alrighty. So I got my shit together, but okay, there we go. That took a while. Yeah, I get my shit together pretty quickly. Let's see here. So, I'm very good at turning myself off. Like, I mean, what can I do when you put yourself in a situation like this? But I get it back on. So this is kind of like the cool thing about having a 2PC setup. I got my power switch. I've been meaning to like fix it, like put it further away. So there's a switch, and sometimes near my foot, and I'll hit it. And it's the most stupid shit ever. But yeah. I do flick it sometimes. So, trace of thought. Osmond Gold. What was Osmond Gold saying?
More time with that. But anyway, so this has happened. Should stop monetization for all rage baiting accounts on Twitter. I don't think they should do this. Because if people are being monetized, like, so if you stop monetization for rage baiting, then, I mean, look, I'm going to say it, then you should stop Fox News and CNN's monetization. Like, what are you talking about? They're the biggest rage baiters there are. What are you talking, like, I mean, oh, libs of TikTok, this is bad? Uh-huh.
That shows that I got a really good stable system or process that goes on with the streaming, where if something does happen, I can get back on really quickly and right on track, too. So, I actually like that. It's actually kind of... Okay, it sucks that it happened, but at the same time, it's not a worst case scenario in my book. This one song is like very like although technically all I have to do is like I can lower it manually, that's right. Another advantage of having a separate like PC and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff that I can kind of manage on it. But yeah, Osmond being contrarian again.
For sure. What about CNN? What about Fox News? They're typing the same fucking articles, and it's a multi-billion-dollar company. So yeah, I don't want to see anybody get demonetized for bullshit, okay? I think that there should be points for demonetization. I think calls for violence should be a...
Because he says a lot of stupid shit.
Deplatforming situation.
And he knows he can be next. So he's got a lot of human shields.
I think so. Now, maybe I'd be open to an argument against that, but at my position right now, that's where I stand. That's what I think. So, yeah. And they like antagonizing? Yeah, sure, right? No, they should be punished.
That's kind of what he's doing.
Yeah, but, like, I don't agree with punishing people because when you do that, you open the door for you to get punished because somebody else thinks that they have a moral authority on it. I'm not a big fan of moral authority type stuff. I think it's very dangerous, and I don't support it in almost every circumstance. Now, again, there are circumstances that I do, of course, as it is with everything. But I think that if you... it's basically like if you make a system to oppress people, the only thing that you have to do in order to be oppressed by that same system is to wait. And you're seeing this now.
So this was his mistake, is not getting Destiny to apologize. And it ends. Jack Black with the guy who was with in the Tenacious D stuff. There was apologies on both ends. They apologized. That is the way to go. That is the way to go in today's society. That's about as far as I will probably go with Tim Pool on that. I mean, it's all. But Osmond never made the point that what Destiny. He said it, but he didn't make a point out of it. It wasn't part of his talking points. Osmond doesn't come out and say that Destiny. Not only is Destiny wrong on this, but he should apologize. No, it's just like, oh no, I don't want Destiny to be banned because this would lead to people like me being banned. Immoral.
With Twitter. And I wanted to talk, I'll talk about this later on more, right? But like Twitter has been going crazy with like doxing these people and then like getting them fired from their job and ruining their life. And why has that happened? It's happened because this is exactly what people had happen to them during COVID. It's what people had happened to them during 2016 or 2020 with the election, or January 6th or any of this stuff, right? And so again,
I forgot my dock glasses.
And then don't be surprised
Shit.
when other people finish it. That's what happens. So no, I
Say
don't
that
think
again?
this is you have to do in order to be oppressed by that same system is to wait. And you're seeing this now with Twitter. And I wanted to talk, I'll talk about this later on more, right? But like Twitter has been going crazy with like doxing these people and then like getting them fired from their job and ruining their life. And why has that happened? It's happened because this is exactly what people had happen to them during COVID. It's what people had happen to them during 2016 or 2020 with the election, or January 6th or any of this stuff, right? And so again, these people start it, and then don't be surprised when other people finish it. That's what happens. So no, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't support it. Absolutely not. Now, this is a principle.
As long as he's perfectly clear.
Right? Now, in terms of like practice, it's different. Because if you want to win, this is what you should do. But if you want to be principled, it's not. Does that make sense? I understand there's a bit of double. Again, these people start it, and then don't be surprised when other people finish it. That's what happens. So no, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't support it. Absolutely not. Now, this is a principle, right? Now, in terms of like practice, it's different. Because if you want to win, this is what you should do. But if you want to be principled, it's not. Does that make sense? I understand there's a bit of double speak here, but hopefully people can see what the difference is. So yes, I'll go ahead and I'll read some more comments about this and move on. What would be an alternative?
Yeah, I bet he would like to move on, but he said nothing. He has said absolutely nothing. Except how tolerant he is of apparently hate speech. Apparently, it's okay to mock people using hate speech, even though that can't happen by definition. It can't. If someone is using hate speech, it's hate speech. It's not making fun of someone. It is hateful. Destiny? The dude is being despicable. He's talking about it makes him laugh. He's going to be laughing about the firefighter. He's going to be laughing about Trump being the assassination attempt. How that's going to make him laugh. Okay. He's not trying to be a parody for other people. He's not caring about other people. He's talking about himself. He enjoys what is happening. Hate speech is, again, any form of expression through which speakers intend to vilify, humiliate, or incite hatred against a group or class of persons, and all the other stuff. Covers, actually, that could kind of cover Candace in some ways, but it covers Destiny pretty good, I'd like to say. That's so fascinating that Osmond took the top spot. Like, Osmond, that's how much, I mean, he's good at what he does. He doesn't believe anything, but he's good at what he does. Jeremy is saying that he destroyed his career over it. Again, Jeremy's going to have to also be careful with the Biden stuff. I mean, it's just only on that, like, because the COVID, there is a small chance that it could kill Biden, but if it's true, there's like a small teeny chance, but not so much a likely chance, but still. Oh god, Destiny and Boogie. My god. And look at this. Think about this. Think about this. Destiny says something insightful. Talking about hate speech. Being hateful. Now he's got Boogie. Now he's doing a live stream with Boogie. I ain't gonna watch that shit. There's no fucking way, dude. There's no fucking way, dude. There's no fucking way. Destiny doesn't believe anything. He's working with all these people. As far as I'm concerned, him and Boogie are probably the bestest of friends. He's just got to be careful because Boogie's going to eat him. Okay. Remember, Boogie's the Kool-Aid guy that pops into your house. Right through your wall. Okay. Okay, so that was a pretty long stream, though. Alright, so I wanted to get back on, so I pointed all that stuff out. It is sad that I flipped off the stream. That is very sad that happened. But, at the same time, it is what it is. Shit happens. But I will... And I'm sorry that Kevin did not pop on today. I don't know what happened with Kevin, but... And I'll also be trying to get my younger brother on, too. He's like one of the most controversial people I know is my younger brother. Who's messaging? Oh, yeah. I don't think he accepts that shit. But yeah, so I will go ahead, in the stream, but, I stream pretty much every day. This was the experience. The ladder was the experience. Unfortunately, it was an experience that was flipped off. Daniel. Don't get power switches where the switch is, like, on the side. I don't know why that happens, but it is. So I gotta, like, maneuver it elsewhere so I don't, like, do that again. So, again, this was an experience. I'm Daniel. I hope you guys enjoyed. Talked a lot about Destiny. Talked a lot about Osmond. Both of them, they're no good. This is why social media is the way it is. People like them. So, it is what it is. So, these guys are and they're just no good. So, but anyway, so you guys have a good one. Sorry you missed me, Mr. and Obsidian. Sorry that it got flicked off there. So, hope you guys are having fun. It was really good conversations. I enjoyed it. Good back and forths. Yeah. Oh, wait. I just wanted to make sure, like, if it was, like, Obsidian or Mr. popping back in. Because if it was, I was going to bid a farewell for sure. Like an official farewell. I like to stream about, like, maybe, like, around 2 hours and/or. So I just wanted to make sure. So, Mr. and Obsidian, if you were watching, I appreciated you guys watching the stream. I appreciated all that stuff, all the commenting, and you guys' engagement. That was great. I enjoyed it very much. My vocal cords are very strained, but he said, I'm back arguing with somebody on X. What do you mean? Were you really arguing with someone on X? Were you really? Like, what would someone be arguing with you about? I'm not sure. Fucking people, man. They'll just argue for fucking just to be relevant. You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy for those of us in the center. It's like they see both sides for what they are. Oh, but Christianity. Oh, about Christianity. See, I mean, let's see. My family was Catholic. I didn't really get along well in church. Those two are kind of disconnected a little bit, and the way I would like undisconnect is the patch in is that it just wasn't my thing. I was never really one to be like structured per se. I have my own systems, so I never liked being structured, and I don't have anything against Christianity. I think it's a good religion overall, one of the better ones. I do think they go a little bit too borderline on the forgiveness stuff. Christianity is not, it is about forgiveness, but it's not like infinite, you know what I mean? There is a line you cannot cross. Like you can kill someone in self-defense, for example. So there are things that Christians aren't acknowledging, which is interesting. Yeah. Oh, I also don't like how a lot of modern, especially younger Christians who don't know what they're talking about, they come across as like they're better than others, and that kind of goes against the religion in itself, I would think. Christians are the ones that are humble, like, you know, and their savior, you know. They're living they're supposed to live a certain life to obey certain commandments, you know, for the sake of God and these other things, but they just come across as like they're godly. I'm like, shouldn't they be humble? Because they're in service of their God? Like, and it's just generalizing. I mean, I'm fine. I would lead towards it, but I'm not really, I'm more agnostic, I tell people. Which anyone that knows me, agnostic seems about right. It's like, the question for me is not if there's a God or whatnot. It's just, I mean, there's always the possibility. It is what it is. But, I mean, I'm not going to like... But I also believe in my own morals that may have some areas that would probably go with, like, the commandments of some way. You know, I don't like lying, cheating, all that stuff. But, I mean, they're not... I don't live for the commandments or Christianity, but I think it's I think it's probably the best religion out there if it's being practiced properly. So, Melanie Mack is the one I'm arguing. You're arguing with Melanie? How are you arguing with Melanie? That's who I'm thinking about, right? Wait. Is she like, I see her I don't really watch her lives, but I see her always trying to live stream. I mean, she's kicking my ass, but I mean, she's not like... She seems to be like another contrarian. In fact, the gamer, carnivore, Jesus freak. I'm very skeptical on her Christianity. But I don't like know enough about her. But it's just the stuff she covers, and I remember when she was talking about certain skins on video games and them being banned is bad. But you know, maybe a lot of them are a little bit sus. I want MAGA to succeed. I want Trump to make it, but with the focus of God working through him. Trump is not our savior. He has said this himself. Me speaking out against blasphemy and idol worship, not even committed by Trump, does not mean I am trying to sabotage anything. That's like contrarian shit right there. That's just stupid. If she would ever want to, like, I mean, I would be happy to, like, moderate her and, like, get an understanding. So maybe one of these days I'll start reaching out to some of these people and, like, get to the bottom of, like, who they are and what they believe, so everyone can know. But I mean, as far as I know, she's just kind of like, meh, I don't know. She just sounds contrarian. She says she's a Christian. I see how she dresses. I see how I don't want to judge, but it just doesn't seem to, like, match. You know what I mean? And whenever someone, like, talks to Christianity, their faith, and they're, like, outsourcing it, it just makes me feel like they're just trying to prove something. Like, if you believe in something, if you believe in God, why and everything that you're doing, you're praying, like when you're praying to God, you're not praying to your neighbor, you're not praying to these other people. She's praying to people. Like this, for example, this is a prayer. This is a prayer right here. She's saying a prayer. I want MAGA to succeed. Let me put my hands up and let me say what she said. I want MAGA to succeed. I want Trump to make it, but with the focus of God working through him. Trump is not our savior. He has said this himself. Me speaking out against blasphemy and idol worship, not even committed by Trump, does not mean I am not trying to sabotage anything. What else is she going to say? Let's see, that is absurd, but one thing I will not do is sit idle and sell out while I watch God be blasphemed? Fuck. Whatever the fuck it is. After saving Trump's life the other day. The worst thing Trump supporters can do right now is try to go to war against Christians. This is where she goes back into the prayer. The middle paragraph kind of like went away, but trying to go to war against Christians because we are standing up against that demonic ritual that took place on the RNC stage. What the fuck is she talking about? That is not going to help anyone. See, it sounds like a prayer to me. But she's praying to other people. She's not praying to God. I'm like, if you're a fucking Christian, why are you praying to other people? And what happened at the DRNC stage? I don't understand. I heard there was like a lot of typical stuff, but like, but she goes to work. Yeah, but she goes to work with everybody else. Oh, but she goes to war with everybody. I don't. That's always sus with me. She just does some. Or I just like that. She just doesn't seem to know what she believes, like the contrarian stuff. Like, as far as I know, she says she's MAGA, but she's probably going to be a fucking progressive in 30 years. She's young, right? I guarantee it. In maybe 30 years, she's going to be a fucking liberal, progressive, socialist. I guarantee it. I guarantee it, man. Melanie is a bigoted piece of shit. And she'll be doing it as a progressive in 30 years. She'll be voting for the further deterioration of this country in 30 years. Mr. Daniel, I like republics. It's like chains on a democracy. It's beautiful. And the Constitution, I don't want the Constitution, like, the founding document changed. You said she used to be liberal? Well, she's going to be liberal again. Like, she doesn't believe anything, right? Like, if her Christianity is, like, in question. You know, that's funny, mister. I just noticed you said Melanie is a bigoted piece of shit. God damn it. I know I said it, but I was like, then I saw your name again. I was like, but yeah, she's like, apart from her not, it doesn't seem like she believes anything. I just think that she's someone that's going to be like just going against this country in 30 years. I love the Constitution. I think it's great. It wasn't perfect, but it's just perfect. It's like 98% perfect, and that's great. And republics are great. Republics do succeed until people like this come in and they contrary everything, become a contrarian, and they fucking muddy the waters, and then they just slowly decay the republic. Like, republics always die, and history always repeats in that, but while the republic still stands, they're good times. It's really good. It's just that, unfortunately, over time, republics get destroyed. I've often said I'm a Republican. I'm a registered independent, but when I say Republican, I mean you can flick the elephant. Like, fuck that shit. I'm not like, I don't care about the Republican Party. I mean, like, what we're in a republic. I just wish it wasn't associated with them. You know what I mean? Like, take the elephant and flick it out, dude. That's not where I'm at. I believe in, so I usually stick to words like the Constitution, and people will understand. It's like, okay. Really great document. Bless our founders for that. Minus their mistakes. Bless that stuff. They gave us that, so. But like, what else is Melon Eagle into? Now then be the type of Christian that makes other people want to be Christian. Oh shit, what'd she say about that? You serious, Obsidian? You got an argument with her? Like, where's your thing? Like, what did you like? So she must be an extrovert. If she's like keeping up with you, she must be an extrovert. Like, which of her posts are you like arguing with her with? Or in? What'd she say? Like, because to the guy that had a good comment, then be the type of Christian that makes other people want to be Christian. Nobody likes hysterical, self-righteous scold. And then she replied, I will be the Christian the Bible tells me to be. I will tear down idols and speak out against demonic rituals in our nation. What is she saying? Is this shit actually in the Bible? She says, I will not be palpable, lukewarm friendship with the world while being at enmity with God, Christian, you are telling me to be. She's using the biggest small words anyone's ever listened. Check her replies. Like, where would be her replies? Like, that would just. Post engagements. Got Mr. Pink. I mean, yeah, I mean, look how fast she's, like, responding to shit. What the fuck, dude? Like, oh my god. She is so extroverted. Holy shit, how do you do that? How do you maintain that energy? Okay, so I finally found her replies. Wagyu beef, demon god. I mean, she does so many replies. Why? You see, she does so many replies, Obsidian. I don't even have a chance to find you and her conversations. That you just missed me. Oh, so that would have been 10 seconds ago. She eats sticks of butter. What would be 10 seconds ago? It's 8, 7, 6, 5. You just scrolled over me. She eats. Oh wait. I'm like, shit. What do you mean she eats sticks of butter, mister? Okay, obviously this is too far, right? I could blame my cataracts. He said go back up to the Trump picture and you'll see Trump's face. Oh shit, now I'm really lost. Okay, now I know I've gone too far down. Okay, alright. Let's go up to Trumpy's face then. So Trumpy's face right here, so here's Trumpy. Go back to the picture and you'll see Trump's face on it, and I'll say Obsidian. And it'll say Obsidian. People are like, is Daniel really that special? You skipped him again. Damn it, you guys have like hawk eyes. I have the Trumpy. Oh, you have the Trumpy face. Okay, okay, so I'll look for Trumpy face. I went all the way up to the nearest Trumpy thing that I saw. Sorry. Okay, so I see, well, here's a salty web. Obsidian has the Trump, PFP. Are you the salty web? No, it would be, you, nor do you keep the Obsidian. I know, I think obviously I'm just asking stupid questions. You know, leave it to Daniel to do that, you know. Okay, so back up to the replies. Okay. Obsidian. It's an odd. Okay, so I went back up just to make sure. Now I'm going to be like more like meticulous. Ultra mega dark. Oh, you're ultra mega dark obsidian? Jesus. Oh my god. You were at the very top. Damn, it was only 25 minutes ago? You said my grandma's, grandmom's a Catholic. Are you gonna judge her for being a Catholic? And she said, if she prays to Mary on the RNC stage, but otherwise I don't care. Why this is so hard for people to understand is beyond me. You guys argue like liberals. Well, you're not necessarily liberal, are you, Obsidian? Are you like in the middle, or like, does she not realize that you're like probably a centrist? Like, is she not, like, is she so far gone that she does not understand this? And this was all over the do not bow down to the Wagyu beef demon god. So yeah, you're in the middle, so that's where I am. I'm a centrist. I lean a little bit to the right, but it's like mostly I'm in the center. Like, just like us, like, that's the one thing in common is like, you know, seeing different perspectives. Still, there's an opinion there, but also being able to see the perspective. I would say that that's like the best indicator of like who's a centrist or not. Is like. And then when you're in the center, there will be times to when something on the right makes sense, and there'll be times something on the left makes sense, and then, yeah, it's like, I think centrists are really, really good. And she's not really good at understanding who's a centrist or not. You know, interestingly enough, you're just asking a question there, too. So you ask a question, and she's already accusing you of being a liberal. I'm just saying, she's gonna fucking turn back. If she was liberal before, she's gonna be liberal again. I swear. Because she's disagreeable. And if you look up personalities, you look up disagreeability. It's very common in Democrats to be disagreeable. We said, Obsidian said, I didn't vote for Trump or Clinton in 2016, but I did vote for Trump in 2020. That's funny. So I voted for him in 16. I didn't in 2020. You didn't vote for him in 16, but you voted for him in 2020. That's funny. There's a lot of good arguments for like 2020 Trump without the COVID stuff that was planned. It's another reason why the assassination attempt happened. Just the death stuff with Trumpy. That's all I got. Just the Trump. Everything else was pretty good. And I do believe that Trump will, at this point, when he's elected, will it be the term that he should have had, but he didn't because he played it safe. Which is terrible for him, but anyway. I'm going to be curious. 2028 is going to be the big thing. I feel like Trump is kind of like, it's boring. He's gonna be there. He's going to do whatever he wants. It's going to be 2028, and this we're going to realize everything that Trump did. It's going to be like, well, what sticks, what doesn't? Is he going to be able to? Is it going to be Vivek? Who's going to continue on the Trumpness? Because Trump has forever changed the political spectrum. So America is Trump, if it makes sense right now. So everything after Trump, America is Trump. He's like the face of America, Donald Trump, and he has been the face. It's not Joe Biden. Donald Trump is literally the face of America. And it's going to be like that for a very, very long time, especially even after Trump eventually passes on, hopefully to natural causes. It's going to be like the Reagan effect. So he's going to have so much impact for the next 50 to 100 years. It's crazy. So that's why I go with the moniker Trump is the face. And it's about others carrying on the Trump legacy. And that's, we'll see if it's like the Viveks and stuff like that. But that is funny that we kind of like reversed a little bit there. I'm still like, I mean, obviously I'm not going to vote for, like, see, Osmond's a pussy. He's not going to say it. Osmond, you're a fucking pussy, man. You want to fucking be contrarian. I get the feeling that he's going to vote for Biden, but he's just being such a pussy. He's being such a pussy. I will probably, if I have a ballot in front of me, I can't vote for Joe Biden. People are going to be like, why? It's like, it's just not right. He's not there. Even take out the fact that I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent. I can't do that. I can't do that to the country. I can't do that to the people. I can't do that to his supporters. The dude's decrepit. Find a better candidate that's not on the verge. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I know, like, we'll see, but I know I cannot do the Osmond bullshit. I can't do that. It's like, if it was in front of me, obviously I would vote for Trump, but I just haven't decided. It's the debt stuff. I need to know that he's going to turn around the debt this time. I'd be willing to vote for him again, but the debt is so important. If it's like every single election cycle, it's like the continued spending. It's like everything. How does he get that in control? I don't know, but it's like the only thing. It's the only thing with Trumpy. Everything else is pretty good. He sticks to the Constitution. He sticks to states' rights. This is a guy that used to be a Democrat. He still kind of is. He's just an old-fashioned Democrat. Like, Donald Trump was not a Ronald Reagan Republican. You know what I mean? This guy is more like a Democrat, more like in the almost like a JFK sort. So I just. That's what I would ask him. Like, are you gonna like do? If I had a chat with Trump, I'd be like, the debt, man. That's the just. I tell him straight up. I will either vote or don't based on the debt. Like, it'd be your second term. Like, you won't have any consequences. The only thing to worry about would be losing the House and the Senate during the midterms. Like, what are you going to do the debt? That's the important thing. You can't pass it on to a Vivek or something like that. You can't do that. You got to fix it. Is it like I said like twice, but Dark Obsidian, anything else you guys are arguing about? I mean, not that she doesn't make it easy, because she can't. Like, why is she so active on X? I almost want to start something. I almost do. Like, it's gonna. You guys know it's destined to happen eventually. So there is good beef in the world. So I would have good beef with Melanie. Let's put it that way. Now, I would not do hate speech. Now, in terms of mocking her, there's lots to mock. There's a whole lot to mock. Like the contrarian stuff, and she's a liberal turn. I don't know what the fuck. Conservative? But she's going to turn back to liberal. You said you pretty much told her that you're far from liberal, and as soon as she complains about other people's prayers, it's her right, but as soon as she puts it on social media, she's fair game. And if it's too hot in the kitchen, then she can go. You said, and she's the one that's arguing with everybody. Sounds hypocritical. And then you laughed out loud. Like, yeah, she's the one who's like arguing. That's the end of the day. She's the one that's continuing it. It's like, say, I'm trying to think of an example. There's been times I don't argue with people. I really don't, especially on social media. Whenever I feel like someone is trying to get me to say something, or they're just trying to be right, I just don't really continue on social media. I am a true introvert. I really am. So so when she's doing this shit, I end it. I'm like, say I end, there'll be times where I will let whoever is trying to get me to argue with them, I will let them have the last word. I will do that. Like, I will leave them at the last word, and I will literally leave it to the other people observing to make a judgment. Like, I will do that. I don't have to be right. I just have to make sure that I've debated my argument very well. And usually I like to play it like a chess battle, like a chess match. It's like everyone puts their move. I want to be the one that puts in not the last move. I don't want to checkmate, but I want to be just that one move away from a checkmate. And the checkmate is I have engaged in the conversation on social media with someone. We have had a couple back and forths. I have pivoted them against my argument. I make sure that they disagree with me, and I make sure they point out why. And then I explain how I feel, and then once they get to the point, because it usually happens all the time, that the person's just there for the sake of an argument and to be right, I let them have the last word, and then everyone can scroll back, whether it's Facebook or X or whatever, they can scroll back, and they can look at what I said, and notice, and they can see that I gave the person last word because it was checkmate. I always try to prove in my conversations with people. This is what Destiny needs to learn too, by the way. You make your argument in subtle ways, not to be a dick, but for like clarification. Like, this is what I believe, and then you get your opponent to not fall into a trap, but to be put in a position to where they're arguing against you for no reason. So once you get them into that point, and everyone can see that, yeah. And usually giving people the last word will actually do that. You can literally, someone can lose an argument by having the last word. That is my actual style of debate. I prefer people to have the last word. Well, generally, actually, I feel like it's more humble, because I always feel like if I have the last word, it's like me, it's trying to win that argument when I shouldn't be focused on winning the argument. If I've already put out the facts I believe, what I believe in general, once I put all that stuff in, I just figure like it's out of my hands now. Like if everyone suddenly just said the other person was right and they ganked on me and stuff like that, and I'd be like, okay, I can accept that. That's fine. And then move on, because like long arguments are just exhausting, especially when people just want to be right. So that's where she comes in. Like, there's no way I could sustain. I'll add a point to it. There's no way I could sustain an argument with this woman. I could tell, because she's always going to want to have the last word, which would be to her downfall as well. But so like it's like when you give her the last word right here, at least in this variant, it's like she just does herself in. She does herself in right there. She's being judgmental. She comes across as judgmental. She's saying you don't understand. She's trying to make an argument that you don't understand, but she's the one who's pointing herself out of not understanding. She doesn't. Maybe she's just young. How old is she again? What is she? What is her personality type? I know she's a conservative, but... No, not a conservative, but I know she's an extrovert, but... I know she's very disagreeable, so based on her disagreeability, and I know she's an extrovert, so there's not that many disagreeable types. But sometimes the most affiliative types turn out to be pretty disagreeable. So I think Myers-Briggs kind of screws that shit up a little bit. But she could be like an ENFP, ENTP. You said maybe early 30s? Jesus Christ. This says that people are saying that... Wait, let's see what she is. ENFP? Okay. I was like, ENFP, ENTP... I mean, I just... There's something about extroverted intuitives that are just... I used to be in a relationship with a female ENFP. It was exhausting. Always wanting to be right. I'm trying to think here, like, cause it's not everyone, but I mean, there was a little bit of gaslighting, but how many votes? Only 30 votes, so that's not really definitive, really there. So she's saying such crazy shit. The ENFPs that I know are very. So, ENFPs get very angry at people that attack people that they love. They get really angry. So, every ENFP that I've known, like, they defend the people that they care about, and you can't say bad things about people in general. Because I'm a natural shit talker as well, but at the same time, and a lot of times I like to make jokes. Not on a Destiny, like, hate speech level, but try to be responsible, but I like to make fun of people. But so every ENFP that I know really hates it, especially when I make a joke about a friend of theirs or something like that. I'm like, I figure if it's in the realm of humor, then it should be okay. as long as I'm not hurting someone, stuff like that. Especially, I don't want to hurt people. I definitely don't want to. I think hurt's probably just the best kind of word, just by default. I don't want to hurt people. I want to make fun of people, but I don't want to hurt people. So, like for example, if I ever tell like a bad joke or something that offends someone, I will apologize to them. I will say that I apologize and I didn't know that, but I know now. And then if I do it again, then they know I meant it. But that's like not likely. I mean, unless someone's a real piece of crap, I'm not gonna say the same bad joke twice, unless I hated them or something like that. But again, it's rarely. So she wants potentially an ENFP. I just don't get along with ENFPs. Yeah, I got some hate in an ENFP, INFJ Facebook group. I was telling people how they're not a good pair, and they weren't like, and people would like come on and be like, well, why are you even in the group? Well, it was obvious, so I can like talk to people about it. I mean, if I'm talking about the ENFP, then that's part of the group. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can talk about it. Anyway, I can tell me the group was full of shit, meant for some other purpose. Probably immoral too. Who knows? It's very rare. I've never found an ENFP outside of like that's been like a conservative though. That's why I'm also sus. Like fuck Trump. What?
He's an asshole. He should be locked up. Welcome to the ghetto. Welcome.
That's parody. That's not hate. See that right there is like an example of parody. He's got to be parodying.
To hell. Welcome to hell. I hope your daughter get raped.
Now that is not. Now that is not. That is not parody. Wow.
He's an asshole. He should be locked up. Welcome to the ghetto. Welcome to hell. Welcome to hell. I hope your daughter get raped. He's an ass.
Wow. Wow. Jesus Christ. Even the normies are sick of the DEI characters. What is this? I don't know who that is. Is this her like, man, she has like, she's so short. You guys notice how short she is? How could she be a Christian? She's got like a choker. She's got lots of tattoos. Did I mention ENFPs love to bang? Like ENFPs they love to bang. I'm serious. Like this is just true. So she's like getting down and dirty too. I mean, come on, man. What is she saying?
She prayed to a demon. Listen to what she says.
Our one true God.
Does she need to get better bandwidth? Look, outside of my big toe, like, you know, the internet's pretty good here. You know what I mean? Definitely more than 3 megabytes.
Dear Waheguru, our one.
Waheguru, whatever. Waheguru.
Dear Waheguru, our one true God.
She says it right there. Some people are like, oh, but she's talking about.
What does this matter? What's going on here? He said, hello, she don't even understand what she's praying. What is she talking about here? Like,
Poor God, she's talking about the real God, the one true God. Wahegu, are you retarded? Are you serious? Are you justifying a freaking demon? Oh no, but she's talking about How did people not boo her off the stage? She prayed to a
So was this at the RNC?
demon. And people are in the audience with their cowboy hats, some of them bowing their head and praying.
Say it again. So that's what she's saying, this person?
Listen to what she says.
Yeah, that must have been her bandwidth and stuff. What the fuck, dude? Man. Someone needs to tell Melanie to pay for better internet. Okay. But obviously she's speaking in her native language, so no one understands. So maybe she answered her question?
Those people!
Say it again.
How did people not boo her off the stage?
I think she answered her own question, right? They don't understand her? I would need to know more, but just by default, maybe they don't understand what the person was saying. Maybe that's the simplest example. And that might be giving the benefit of the doubt for something I don't know. I need more information, but I mean, Melanie, you think maybe they don't understand what this fucking person's talking about? It's not in English?
She prayed to a demon.
How do you
and
know?
People are in the audience with their cowboy hats, some of them bowing their head and praying to it. What is going on? Read your Bibles, people. How did this?
How is reading a Bible gonna translate what she's saying? You said she got wrecked by community nodes.
Was this acceptable?
We thank you for creating America as a unique.
Waheguru created America. This is blasphemy. This is, but why don't you accept other religions? Why don't, freedom of religion. She can pray to whatever demon she wants to in her own time. But we should not, as Americans, be standing for and applauding and supporting someone on a platform praying over the nation to a demon. She just cursed our country on stage, and you're supporting it?
Okay, so what is it? The reader's added context. This is a Sikh prayer to Waheguru, which means God. And Sikhism, I actually have fun. I joke with Indians because I have a coworker that's part of the Sikh religion. I always joke about his religion. Are you feeling sick today? And he's just like, he's like big mouth and shit like that. And like, he knows it's a joke though. Let's see. Sikhism teaches that different religions and their various names for God ultimately refer to the same singular divine entity. You know, this kind of explains that with India, that there's so many religions and they allow so many religions in that country. Or it's not a country. India. I'm like, yeah, country. But it's like, it's a very interesting place to live in India. I would like to see it one day. But just from what I've heard, especially from the Indian that I know, it's just, there are variants of religions there, and they're very tolerant. It's so weird. Let's see, speaking an unfamiliar language doesn't make it a demonic chant. So how does she get it to be demonic, though?
Our one true God. We Dear Waheguru, our one
Waheguru, whatever. Waheguru.
Dear Waheguru, our one true God.
She says it right there. Some people are like, oh, but she's talking about our God. She's talking about the real God, the one true God. Waheguru, are you retarded? Are you serious? Are you justifying a freaking demon?
Yeah. There's like, that says it all right there. She needs to like regroup. You know what I mean? She just needs to regroup. Have you ever heard of Waheguru? Excuse me. Yes, he's a demon, but apparently people are saying that it just translates to God. recognized oneness that permeates the entity of creation and beyond. It abides within all of creation, as symbolized by the symbol, is it Ikankar? The one is indescribable, yet knowable and perceivable to anyone who surrenders the egotism and meditates upon that oneness. The Sikh gurus have described God in numerous ways in their hymns, including in the Guru Granth Sahib, the holy scripture of Sikhism, but the oneness of formless God is consistently emphasized throughout. So she just like, if she would have mentioned the word Christian, you think Melanie would have been fine? I think it was tricker. Like, if she doesn't hear Christianity or Christian, Melanie automatically says, "You're a demon. You're a demon. You're bad."
Oh no, but she's talking about the people. How did people not boo her off the stage?
Well, maybe because she's like saying that there's one God. That's one thing. Like, if different religions, like, they all have essentially one area where they meet, and there's like one God, one force, one entity, you know, and it's like a surrender, or like almost like a surrendering to the God and stuff like that, with little prayers. Giving all your energies to this one entity of force. You know, it's just, if everyone in every religion looked at this, and the moment they hear that there's talk of like one God, you know, it's like, I just assume every religion is gonna be like, okay, maybe not our language, but this is like the same. It's like, hey, I mean, that's just me. That could be radical. That could be radical to Melanie. Still trying to figure out what she believes. And again, I mean, it sucks because, like, I am like center and to the right, and I'm a constitutionalist, which I don't even know if she believes in. She would take the commandments over the Constitution, apparently. I'm sorry I'd say this, but this is why I'm agnostic, because I don't want to give myself to a God. I don't want to surrender myself to a God. I can believe in it, but I found something more concrete and realistic to believe in. And that's something that now, Christianity and that religion, they can work for family, and that's good. I believe in that. It's fine. But I like the Constitution. I like that. I like what works. Republics work. Capitalistic societies, they work until they don't. Very rare to see them, like a true capitalistic society, but at the same time, I'd rather have just the republic, and as long as a system that will kind of keep the republic a republic. So capitalism does fail eventually. Like, I have to say that capitalism is destined to failure. Destined to fail. Yeah, destined for failure. Unfortunately, it's good when it first starts, like we saw the 1920s and I guess the 50s, the 80s, early 2000s. Like, capitalism is really good when it's like pure, but the moment it starts to get perverted and monopolies start, it's no longer capitalistic, and it's just almost like a pyramid scheme, you know? Like, when the banks were bailed and shit like that, that just, like, it ruined everything. We stopped being a capitalist society the moment that the banks and stuff and were bailed out, and they did the same thing sneakily in COVID. Like, I don't think we're a capitalistic society anymore. I don't know what the fuck we are now. Ever tried elote? What's elote? What is elote? Is this true? It's a Mexican corn? I don't think so. Or if I have, grilled corn on the cob, slathered in a mayo cream sauce and garnished with chili powder, cheese, and lime. I I don't think I've had one, no. Why? Cheese and lime chili powder? Creamy mayo sauce? I don't know about the mayo sauce, but everything else sounds good. Or maybe it is good with the mayo. I don't know. I haven't tried it, so. But everything else overall seems pretty good. I don't know. It seems pretty simple. It's delicious. It does seem easy to make. What kind of cheese do you like? What's your choice of cheese? I gotta remember, Mister, like, because you like showed with the like you were like grilling Chef Ramsay over improperly making a grilled cheese sandwich. So I shouldn't be surprised that you bring up food. I shouldn't be surprised at all. I really shouldn't. Colby Jack? Ooh. Yeah, Colby. Okay. I'm trying to stay away from the Monterey Jack because it's a little too spicy for my internals, but I do like Monterey Jack. Colby Jack's good. Gordon Ramsay fucked up that grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah, man, he didn't, like you said, he didn't melt the cheese. He didn't fucking melt the cheese, man. He fucked that shit up, and he's putting shit in it that didn't have anything to do with the grilled cheese. And as you pointed out, he burnt the grilled cheese sandwich. That's a fucked up thing to do. And then he made a steak and cheese sandwich to make up for it. Was it steak? Is that what it was? Like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? I'm sure that one was probably good, but not exactly grilled cheese. I mean, I think as you pointed out, I mean, you know, you got the bread and you got probably butter and then cheese and that's it, right? You grill the fucking thing. Hell, fuck it. You go basic, get some Tillamook slices, cheddar cheese or whatever cheese you like, and there you go. Slap it on there and grill that some bitch on a pan. You can put it in a pan, put it in the oven, classic oven. I also like doing, when I used to make a lot of grilled cheeses, put it on the pan, but not like in a fucking fireplace that you call a stove to where you can't control the temperature and it burns the fucking bread. Excuse me. Caramelized onions are optional, but they pair perfectly. Like, what other things can be put in a grilled cheese sandwich or sandwich besides the onions that would still count as a grilled cheese sandwich? I'm curious. It's like, because I mean, if you could do like caramelized onions, I would definitely be down for like if you could like some really good sautéed or caramelized mushrooms as well. I mean, fuck it. Mushrooms, onions, wonder what else. I've seen ham and bologna, and that would still count as a grilled cheese even if ham and bologna was in it. I guess it would just become like a grilled ham and cheese, huh? I'm asking all the smart questions, apparently. So all I have to do is have cheese, lime, chili powder, and then some mayonnaise, and then I can make it. And Dark City said hi. Saying hi. Let's see. I'm going to bed. Oh, you're going to bed? I gotta be up. Oh, you gotta be up. No, you gotta be up for work at 10:30. Okay. All right. Well, it's fun, Obsidian. I'm gonna be getting ready myself soon, so I wanted to get back on for you guys, check up with you guys, because we were having a good convo. So, but yeah, have a good one, Obsidian. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sticking around after I was shut off myself accidentally. I made a joke about myself about it, but I forgot the joke. But it's somewhere. So. Alrighty. What else does this go good with, you would think? Like, what do you have elote with? I mean, this says it makes a great side dish for any barbecue or potluck. Thanks again, Obsidian. I hope you have a good night's sleep. Hell yeah, Obsidian. Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, did you, oh, you're still there, mister. I was just waiting for Mister. I was like, see if Mister heard me or not. Maybe this would be good, like, with a side of, like, tacos or something. You know, I haven't made tacos in a while either. So, well, yeah, if you're still there, mister, so I'm going to get ready to head out, so I wanted to bid a farewell. And I'm sure I'll be, I mean, I've been trying to stream regularly, and I have succeeded. There have been times in the past where I've gotten depressed, and I was like, oh, Daniel, you're never gonna, like, be anything. I'm, like, pretty, like, cause I don't, I know I put a big face, but I'm not, like, I joke that I want to take over the world, but I don't want to take over the world. I just want to be, like, I just want to engage in meaningful, logical, common sense conversations and learn more about people and try to be my best moral self that I can be. Every morning I wake up and I always think, what are things today that I can do that will make me a more moral person tomorrow? And it could be like small things as like my health, working on my health. It could be like making sure I exercise or I try to eat healthier, lose a few pounds. Make sure that I'm not doing anything bad to anyone. If there's someone I don't help, I always try to make sure that I'm not doing the opposite. Like, you know, if I'm burned out or I'm like not in a position to help anyone, I want to make sure that I cancel it out with like not doing anything bad. You know what I mean? There's a difference between not being able to help someone or not helping someone, but actually like hurting someone. So like I don't ever want to be in a position to really hurt people because that makes me feel bad. Because again, I don't want to feel like I'm a bad person. I don't want to go home when I go to bed when I go home throughout the day and before I go to bed. I don't want to think about the bad that I did. I like to cancel that. I like to make sure I'm not doing bad. It's really important to live. I'm only going to live once, and it's not the most exciting life, but it's a moral life. I try my best not to harm others. So I'm trying to be very thoughtful. I can be a funny guy, as you guys can tell, with the Osmonds and the Destinies and these other guys. Like my parodies can be steak knives too, but when I'm mentioning the same conversation that it is a parody and then I can have beers with these guys and I can have legit conversation, obviously I don't hate them. So obviously I'm just using humor, which Destiny is terrible at pointing out. He needs a correction there. Like, if he's gonna be humorous, he's got to make sure people understand that. Like, there's no way Destiny's gonna have a beer with Donald Trump. There's no way Destiny's gonna have a beer with a Trump supporter. I don't know. Like, he's not. There's no way that he's gonna like just have fun with these guys, you know. And every time, yeah. So it's just he doesn't like these people. He really doesn't. it is what it is. I'm very accepting to everyone. So, but that's also why I'm probably on the center and a little bit, I lean center right. I'm not that disagreeable of a person. Like the agreeableness is an affiliativeness. We have to work together eventually at some point. And then, humor, parodies, and that kind of stuff. They help bring people together. And the beautiful thing is people have different types of humor. And when we put humor that isn't necessarily someone's favorite, we find out, and then we're like, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't know that your humor was different. And we find another common ground. Humor is a way to find that common ground. We just got to make sure that we're not going the Destiny route, and we're not doing the Osmond route where we're like defending that shit because he doesn't want to get banned. It's completely immoral. So, but anyway, good night, Mister, and good night, everyone. This was the later part after the power switch incident. I mean, I'll get to it. I fix it up. But hey, my bandwidth is good, unlike Melanie's, and I got my 2 PCs set up. So, and they're in different outlets, different power switches. This power switch is much better than the one on my foot that's connected. So my streaming PC was unfortunately the one that was connected to this power switch, but it's all, I connected with a capture card, so everything a part of the stream based on my other PC that was being captured is all good. All I had to do was reset my computer. For streamers out there and people on live, capture cards are a bitch. They can be. But once you get used to them and once you adapt to them, you realize that, and having a 2 PC setup, it actually really does work out. It really can. And if something did go wrong with my streaming, I could always use my main PC. I could always probably get it going. I don't have it really anything set to go though. It's mostly based on my streaming PC, but which eventually I'll also upgrade to eventually. For more accessibility. Hardware, it gets outdated. You can tell when I got a 16 core over here, and then I got a 6 core over here. I noticed the difference. Okay, so, all right. Well, anyway, take care. This xPeRieNce. I'm Daniel. Thank you guys and everyone for helping me grow and stuff like that. And yeah, till the next conversation. Peace out.